success is success. It doesn't matter what field you're in.
Yeah.
The pathway very much is the same. So, learning how to set goals, so understanding how to figure out what that objective is.
This is the Game Changers Experience. Deep dive conversations with leading business disruptors, Olympic athletes, celebrities, entrepreneurs, and influencers from around the world. This show will teach you insights about the winning principles in mindset, productivity, marketing, branding, entrepreneurship, business strategy, and more. Hosted by Productivity Authority, business strategist, former elite athlete, author, and public speaker, Adam Strong.
How do you think that sport has influenced you from a young age, and managing that disability? And how do you think that sport can also help with a lot of teenage kids that are out there, which are going through their own challenges right now? Any advice for those people?
Oh, absolutely. For me, I think sport is so powerful, and I think one of the beauties of sport is that there are so many different ones out there. It's like you said right at the beginning, archery, wouldn't necessarily have thought that. And, of course, I didn't necessarily think of that to start with. And there are so many different ways and levels we can engage with it. And it brings so much from, the social aspect, from mentors and that guidance side of things. I took it up at 15. There were a couple of coaches in the club that really looked after me. And I think having that adult influence who weren't my parents was a really, really important part of my upbringing, in terms of, you've got that support structure there that you can go to ask for advice and get that additional help and support that you need at that stage in your life. And I think there's obviously all the, we know the physical benefits, we know the benefits for our mental health as well. So for me, sport is hugely important. And I think it's kind of that whole path of self-discovery, figuring out what you're passionate about, what you enjoy. Some people, I love the individual side of archery, rather than, sort of, some people love team sport. So it's just really figuring out which bits really appeal to you. And I think the benefits are so profound from that health side of things, but also for giving you a blueprint for success. I think so many characteristics, traits for success, leadership, things like that, you can practice in sport. So yeah, it's amazing.
Very cool. With regards to, in terms of, because archery is a very different sport, and you mentioned about it was very much an individual sport, which is true. And you mentioned about some skills and things like that. But what did a typical, how would you say a typical training day, or leading up to maybe a competition? What does that kind of look like, on a daily schedule? Because I know that some swimmers and that, and field sports, they can be quite ruthless. I remember when I was an elite athlete, we would train 2-3 times a day, and even be in the gym and whatever it is, and we would wreck our bodies. But how did it look like for you?
Yeah, I suppose for me, it was really about that consistency, which is what archery is all about, isn't it? It's about performing the same technique over and over and over again to hit the middle of a target.
Yeah.
So, and taking that very consistent approach to training, even in the lead up to competition. So, as you say, like sports like what you did, you can wreck your body. But for me, it was just about training consistently, shooting lots and lots of arrows. So I'm building up that skill, making sure that my body was in peak performance. So I go to the gym a couple of times a week, but I was sort of always very mindful that if you overdid it there, then that starts impacting things like your ability to aim. So we were aiming at a target 70 meters away. So you had to make sure. And I guess it's sort of a bit like managing the pain. It's all about balance and getting that bit right.
Sure, absolutely. What would you say? You mentioned like you'd go to the gym maybe sort of twice a week and whatever it is, but I suppose for archery, it's like you mentioned, it's all about repetition, right? Repetition and consistently, and maybe trialing different distances. What is the average distance? Did you say it was 70 meters?
Yes, yeah, it was. So I was shooting 70 meters with the para team and 50 meters with the able-bodied, but on a smaller face. Yeah.
Okay, makes sense. Makes sense. So, what have you found in terms of because I mean, you're a business owner now. You do a lot of speaking now, which is fantastic. You're an author, which is amazing. What have you found in terms of the correlations between, archery, from your perspective, and running a business, and how do they go hand in hand?
Literally copy and paste.
Very good.
Yeah, I think success is success. It doesn't matter what field you're in.
Yeah.
The pathway very much is the same. So, learning how to set goals, so understanding how to figure out what that objective is, and then creating the pathway to get there, and being able to, I guess, notice patterns, to be able to adapt. I think that's sort of where you notice the really good athletes. It's all about that ability to respond and ability to adapt, and the ones that seem to perform better are the ones that are able to recover a lot quicker, whether that's from like a really bad start or what. So I think it's really, I spent a lot of my career trying to figure out how to respond as quickly as possible. If I had a bad start, how could I recover? Because it's not over until right to the end. And I think, again, that's something hugely important in business, because you've got to adapt. I mean, this year has shown that so much, hasn't it? Everyone's got these wonderful plans, and the thing about plans is they never go to plan. And it's how do you change it, and how can you respond as quickly as possible? Because if you don't, that's when it's all gonna fall apart. So I think that's sort of a huge thing I've brought from sport.
Hey guys, I just want to say thank you so much for listening to today's episode. I would love to hear from you guys. Please do me a favor, like this video, subscribe to this channel, and click on the notification bell button below so that you don't miss out on some of the episodes that we've got coming up. Also, please make a comment in the comment section below. We are reaching out to some of our listeners so that we can get an understanding about how we can personalize some of the great content that we've got coming out based on your needs and aspirations. My other word of advice as well is to go to our amazing Facebook community where you can meet other creative entrepreneurs and business owners. Introduce yourself, say hi, mention about some of the amazing breakthroughs that you're getting through some of the episodes, and network, right? Grow your business. You are with who you become with the 5 most common people you hang around with. So listen, guys, hope you enjoyed today's episode. We'll see you on the next episode. Take care and see you soon. Bye-bye.